Also, I did want to take a moment. Last week, an email came across my desk on Senate Bill 362, at which time I drove over and took some of Mr. Fuller's time to talk to him about 362. I took a moment or two to read it. I also called our city lobbyist to find out what the status was on that particular bill. And it is very evident that that will have a huge impact on our hospital and all other small rural hospitals and a number of other medical facilities, whether they be nursing homes or other care facilities that are under 70 beds. We need to take a very serious look at this, and I've asked Mr. Fuller, along with I don't know the exact name of the committee, but I know there is a committee of all the health providers here in town. I've asked them to meet to get us back something that we can present as a resolution to the Senate prior to them bringing that up, so that we can get our voice heard out here in rural Nevada, at least Mesquite, to let them know that we have extreme displeasure in this particular Senate bill. We are looking at it. It will be brought before this council. This council will determine whether or not they wish to move forward on the resolution. But I have spoken with Mr. Fuller. I have asked our city lobbyist to look into it, to find out where we're at, and move forward that way. Just wanted you to know that we aren't dropping the ball there. That would be the end of my reports. Agenda item 11, City Council. Councilman Withelder.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've got a couple of things I'd like to talk about for a second. 2 weeks ago, I addressed you by way of conference call from Washington, D.C. I'm attired a little differently tonight than I was then. I must say that we had a very productive meeting with the National League of Cities, and I brought back some invaluable information that hopefully the city's going to follow up on and pass it on to our citizens. Very, very constructive information. And secondly, I want to give an update on the Virgin Valley Little League. Last week we had 123 kids sign up. We are well on our way to playing ball. We are pretty well financially sound. We had our draft on Saturday, and everybody showed up, parents, volunteers, coaches, concession stand workers, field personnel, everybody, and it's just been an electric experience. So I want to thank all the parents and everyone in the community for showing up and giving the support to the city. It's going to be a great city event. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Gus Davison.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to add my concerns too about Bill 362. I think this is critical that virtually every citizen in Mesquite understand what the ramifications of that bill could possibly be to us. When I received it, and I really appreciate the way you jumped right on this and got the email out. When I received the email, I already made contact with Joe Hardy, which represents our area, and coincidentally, he happens to live in Boulder City. And Boulder City is obviously faced with the same thing, so I'm sure we're going to get a tremendous amount. He's probably already been contacted by 50 people, so but you know, get those lists. I know a lot of the senators and assemblymen personally from the years I've been going to league meetings and so on, so I'll be calling the people I know best initially, and then I'll just start going down the list. I hope we all do the same thing.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Whitman.
Thank you, Mayor. I had the opportunity last week of attending the reception for the receiving of the F-35 down at Nellis. It was a very, very interesting experience, and looking at an airplane that's going to take us into probably 2025 to 2035 in the future. However, I did receive an email now from Nellis, and it's very sad, but with the sequestering funds, the email now states that Nellis has officially canceled the Aviation Nation for 2013. And to further go with this, it says active duty, reserve, and guard units ceased all aviation support for the public as of March 13, which includes cancellation of support to all air shows, trade shows, flyovers, orientation flights, heritage flights, F-22 demonstration flights, and open houses. Something we've looked forward to. This would have been the 72nd year of Nellis demonstrating what they've got, and it is unfortunately canceled this year.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Rapson.
Thank you. I too will echo what's already been said about the Senate bill. We got the emails, and I think all of us went directly to contact our representatives, but thank you for putting it out in the public, and it is a huge issue. Second thing is, with respect to the MRB, Steep Regional Business, recently there was a press release about their getting Star Nursery to come to town. And I know this wasn't just a simple Star Nursery knocks on their door and it's done. There was putting the buyer and the seller of property together. It was I guess connecting them after there was some contentious discussions, and bottom line is they were very, very active in the anchoring of this business. And I can tell you that I worked with Craig Q and Star Nursery 15 years ago or 20 years ago when I was an accountant in Las Vegas. They were a class operation. He's a class guy then, and they still are today. And I think that's a huge feather in their cap for bringing this to town. I mean, it's happening. It's the second one. Small one the first time, this is bigger. It can only get better. So thanks to everybody, Gay, the board that's worked so hard at this, and I think we're seeing some results, and I'm thrilled.
Councilman Hafen.
Well, I better say something. I too am on board. We do need the hospital. Mr. Shively, I think we all heard that loud and clear. We know that. We understand that. We all have contacts in different areas through the rural communities, through Lincoln County, other counties that it really affects. And trust me, most people are concerned. They will hear from us up there. I also would like to thank the working of the chamber, the MRB. The relationships get stronger when we do that. Things happen. Appreciate the community involvement. It's good to hear people's concerns. I would like to also thank Dina for her concern for the moral fiber and environment of this community. She's involved not only here but nationally with people that have concerns. And there's many of you out there who help the youth and help this community morally, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Barton, do you have any reports for us?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I do. First, I'd like to echo your sentiments and thank Detective Erickson and Officer Empey for their bravery. I'm not sure that everybody knows, but Officer Empey was shot, was injured, but he's going to make a full recovery, and we're very thankful for that. I have a few other items as well. When I came to the council last month with a contract to hire Howard Cole to help us with our upcoming contract negotiations, I underestimated the cost. I'm now projecting a cost of about $30,000 or more for his services. While this may seem rather steep, if you consider that 67% of our annual budget is for salaries and benefits, keep in mind that all of our employees are represented by the unions, but the two unions coming up, I believe we have 79 people who are represented. It's more than half of our employees. We have 142 full-time employees. That works out to about three-year contract that works out to about $6 million a year. Looked at it in that light, I believe that Mr. Cole's expenses, even though they're steep, and in light of the contracts, and given the potential for cost savings here, are reasonable. So I just wanted to apologize for not giving you good information before, but again, I'm projecting that it's going to be considerably more than I thought. Different item. Partial update on council goals. One of the requirements of, or actually one of the guidelines we received